It is official. She is now the Democratic nominee to be the next governor in the Commonwealth. Martha Coakley is here. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Phoebe.
Big night last night, obviously.
It was a good night.
You were up in the polls, but you always got to be nervous going into an election.
Well, I've said from the beginning we don't pay attention to them. They're a snapshot of the moment. The only poll, the only endorsement that matters is the voters. But I'm really pleased with last night's result.
I saw your speech afterwards. I thought you should have quoted Nuke LaLoosh, which is like, I like winning. It is better than losing, because you've been on both sides of these before, and you know how tough these nights can be.
I know, but who really won last night were voters who came out and said, we want you to lead us. And look, we're all going to be together. We've got our unity breakfast today. Don Berwick called me. Steve Grossman called me. They're excited. We all stand for the same propositions.
What did you say to Don Berwick? Because I bet you said thank you, because that certainly helped having him in there, so the pundits say.
So I said happy birthday, because it was his birthday yesterday. I also said thank you for being in the race, because he is a very smart, dedicated guy. Look, we had 5 great people in this race, and then we had 3 great people. We've been at debates, we've been at fora, many of which, by the way, Charlie Baker's never come to. We've been talking around the state, around education, around how we grow jobs in Massachusetts, how we move this economy ahead for everybody. All the Democrats are going to be working with me in a terrific campaign to make sure that we have Governor Coakley in November.
2 issues on the negative, I guess. The extremely low voter turnout. Back in '06, you had 900,000 some odd voting in a Democratic turnout. This one, when you had top to bottom tough races to call, only 550,000 turnout. What do you attribute that to?
Well, look, there are a lot of reasons why voters come out. We are pleased. We got our voter turnout out. We were on 100,000 doors during this campaign. We made over 500,000 phone calls. We've been focused on that turnout. It was early after Labor Day. There are a lot of reasons. We can always, but I think the important thing is moving forward. We're really excited about the chance to make Massachusetts prosperous and fair. We can roll out a red carpet for business. We can turn this economy around for everybody, and not just for people at the top, not just for Wall Street.
I asked Charlie this. He wouldn't admit it, but I'm guessing he's going to use the fact that 58% of your party did not vote for you. Does that bother you at all?
Absolutely not. I stand on the fact that we've had a terrific primary. We've had great discussions where we've all agreed about the importance of moving ahead on the environment, investing in our kids, making sure, as I've brought out, taking care of mental health and behavioral health really close to my heart, and I know that resonates with people. I've sat with moms who have adult children who are heroin addicts, moms of kids who are developmentally disabled. They want a chance to make sure that their kids are going to be okay, that we prevent heroin overdoses, that we move ahead to get kids the skills they need, to have the jobs they need for those jobs that are here already, and I know we're going to grow them under Governor Coakley.
I hear you talking about moms and moms you sat with. I've seen the Charlie Baker ad where he's sitting with the woman and he's talking about how he's pro-choice. Is the key battlefield right now women?
I think the key battlefield is people in Massachusetts who want a fair shot. They want to make sure that their kids are going to get a good education. We've got a lot of people still out of work. We've got jobs that are unfilled. We can coordinate with our great educational institutions, our junior colleges, our 4-year colleges, our voc tech schools. Make sure everybody's getting the skills they need for those manufacturing jobs, smart farming jobs, the innovation that we see around us every day here in Boston. We should bring that to every part of the state.
I asked Charlie 3 things that separate him from you. His number 1 was that you not only want to raise taxes, you want to raise billions of dollars of taxes. Number 1, is that true? Number 2, how does that help the working man?
Well, 2, that's not true. 1, we've seen this economy turn around, and I'm excited about the growth. We're going to continue that because businesses want to be here. The second thing is, it's really important that we invest. We have to invest in our roads and bridges. Businesses agree with that. We have to invest in our workforce, in what our kids are learning, how we get people jobs. That's what I'm really excited about. And I think people in Massachusetts and businesses in Massachusetts understand how important that investment is.
I'm smiling not because what I am hearing right there is Elizabeth Warren. When I hear investing in roads and bridges, that speech sounds right out of the Elizabeth Warren playbook, which, by the way, has worked pretty well over the last few years. We saw 3 women win pretty big margins last night. Are you going that way? Are you going the Elizabeth Warren way?
Hey, it's also, look, it's also out of Governor Patrick's playbook. It's out of a Democratic values playbook, which says, look at states across the country that haven't done that, with crumbling infrastructure, with the schools that don't work. They're not doing so well right now. Everybody wants to be in Massachusetts, and that's because we care about our people. We invest in them, and we invest in that infrastructure. That's a no-brainer, that we get money that will make sure that our roads and our bridges, as where they've been neglected after the foreclosure foreclosure crisis. We build them back up. We invest in public transit. That's how we become prosperous and fair. I know we can do it, and I'm really excited about this race.
I asked Charlie about the 3 ballot questions, so I'll get you on record as well. Tying the gas tax to inflation.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one place where most businesses and people who think and are thoughtful about our need to invest in that infrastructure, as we just
So you're
saw.
voting yes to tie it to inflation?
Yes, I am.
Charlie is voting definitely no.
I know that's true, but I think he is making a mistake in terms of what we need for our
But
future.
you know accountability is what I look for up here. It's what everybody wants. And if you don't make them vote on that, where is their accountability?
I think that what's been clear as we've looked at the need for crumbling roads and bridges and move infrastructure ahead, most people in Massachusetts agree that's a sound investment to have the predictability to make that a simple investment that's going to make sure Massachusetts continues to move ahead.
Expanding the bottle bill?
I think that's fine. I think that we have done very well by climate change. We still need to do a lot more. We understand we're losing a foot of Cape Cod every year. We've seen the weather changes. It's not a question mark anymore. We need to make sure that we move ahead on ways in which we address climate change here in
See,
Massachusetts.
it sounds to me like you're going, this is Democratic primary stuff, but don't you got to go to the middle a little bit here? It sounds like you're going hard left.
This is where people in Massachusetts want to be. They understand we need to make investments for the future. They want sound investments, though. And VB, look, I'm an attorney general. For every dollar I got, we brought back 10 to the Commonwealth. I've been fiscally sound in looking at how we spend our money, making sure we invest in what we want to do. Having a better DCF, make sure we put our dollars where kids will be safe, making sure we break down some of the silos in our agency. Nobody's done that better than I have as Attorney General, and I'll be a great governor making sure that we make sure taxpayer dollars go where they should go.
Your office fought to keep question 3 off the ballot. It is on there. How are you going to vote whether to repeal casinos or not?
So I have said, casinos is not where I would go first for economic development. I'm glad it's on the ballot. We're having that discussion now about where it should go. I've said personally, we've gone down that road. I won't vote to repeal it, but I think the voters should have the discussion we're having and see what happens.
So you're like 2.5 out of the 3 different than him, because Charlie's like, he wants the 1, but he doesn't want 3, but I guess he's not going to vote to repeal it.
Well, I'm pretty clear about what I want, and I'm pretty clear, I think, about what Massachusetts and voters want here in Massachusetts. They understand that we need to make investments if we're going to grow ahead. We can't just stop where we are. We've seen states that have done that. They haven't done well. We've done it well here in Massachusetts.
Last question, I'll let you out on this. You were up 35% at one point, allegedly, in the polls. You ended up winning by 6. Is this a concern for you at all?
Absolutely not. We said the number that matters was what happened yesterday. And most importantly, I feel, having talked to Don, having talked to Steve, having talked to many of their supporters through this race, everybody has known whoever wins that primary last night, all the Democrats are going to be behind them. So we can have a Massachusetts that's prosperous. We see that happening, but fair to everybody here.
Martha Coakley, congratulations. Thanks for coming in.
It's always a pleasure, VB.
We will see you